Rupa, actually, Rupa means is in literary tongue. Rupa means appearance. That that consists of some sort of properties, where those properties in a physical world, they have got four components: earth, water, fire, and air elements. These are called four great primaries. Yeah, so they are called four Mahabhutas. That means that have got a nature of kind of appearing like out of nowhere. That sort of a very elusive type of stuff, matters that can pop out of nowhere and that sort of have that sort of property of solidness, cohesion, heat, and vibration. So earth, water, fire, and air elements have those sort of properties. Yeah. So those four properties can cover millions of different elements. We know there are 102 elements scientists have discovered so far. But those if you those elements, those elements can be if we start to play with this earth, water, fire, and air elements, we can create infinite number of elements by by simply juggling those sort of number of electrons and protons and neutrons and that sort of things. So those things, those properties, actually are what matters to those beings that have got sensation. Those beings have perception, feeling, and so on. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. We can have any sort of matter that have got let's say 200 200 electrons and 200 protons, and we can give it any name that you like. But when it comes to understanding, when it comes to making contact with the sort of elements, we can only make sense of those elements through those four properties: earth, water, fire, and air. And this is the kind of a perspective that we have in Dhamma, is that Dhamma doesn't know and these things, whatever is in a lab and that has been created, it doesn't matter if it is a uranium or is it plutonium or this is hydrogen or helium. They all kind of appear to us as a appearance like rupa in those four different properties. Yeah. So, and what happens when we interact with them, those sort of a matter is we have the constitution of that is the nama. Yeah. And nama is so I covered the rupa, and nama is nama means how we label them, how we kind of process them, and those components are feeling, perception, intention, contact, and attention. So as soon as we make a say, for example, we bounce and we sit down in a chair, that means we have made a contact with a rupa, some sort of an object, physical object, whatever, and they have given us that sort of four different properties. Yeah, earth, water, fire, and air, one of them or combination. And immediately, so sort of when there has been some sort of contact with that sort of object, we recognize those sort of physical object or the rupa with the help of feeling, perception, intention, contact, and attention. So, and what this nama does is to label those elements, the earth, water, fire, and air, in terms of feeling, perception, intention, contact, and attention. and when this nama and rupa are in coming together due to the contact, then we become aware of an object, and then that object would be, we know how it feels through the element of feeling. Then that feeling would be, we tag it whether it is pleasant, painful, or neither painful nor pleasant through perception. And what we do with that sort of feeling and perception is gonna fuel the intention, and that sort of a contact is gonna make sense of that that through the sixth sense contact. So we have got our six sense doors have got six contacts, yeah. And after all that sort of things have come together, then we have got intention and attention. Attention will give rise to consciousness that we know that we have hit the wall, or we have let's say we have started to move, drive a car or whatever which makes sense is because of this coming together of those phenomena. So this is why contact is in the middle, yeah. So rupa, the physical elements, and whatever we made sense, try to make sense of, have been possible with this nama element, and interaction of nama and rupa generated the consciousness, or to be aware of those sort of properties. So this is how the and what happens is that now this is so we have got this rupa and nama, they came together, and we have consciousness. Now after we become aware, and this is when the what is the sense of the self, or whatever we perceive, that becomes amplified, and it becomes a full-blown what is called the self, yeah. Is that we identify with the feeling, yeah. The feeling is the point where the identification starts, yeah. So we got to feel the feeling will start, and the feeling will become identified with the perception, and when the consciousness will start to say, this is kind of, this is me, and that is let's say that is a knife, or you can call it a gun, or whatever. It just in the consciousness will start to discriminate all that sort of objects and those sort of perceptions. Then it becomes a kind of what is called, it becomes me versus the world, yeah. So then that become, then that will start to fuel all the subsequent phenomena, starting with craving. That craving will generate the urge or desire to have more, if that is more pleasant, if that is pleasant into the in the tagging, in the tagging of that feeling. If that is pleasant, then the desire to have more, and if that is painful, to stay away from that, and if it is neither painful nor not pleasant, then to ignore that. So all three kind of reactions will occur because we have identified with the feeling. So this is how the contact is a very, very important let's say a point or